I think hedgehogs are just really misunderstood because people don't want to go past what's on the outside. You have to put forth effort, and that's kind of what I like.
One question I was tired of hearing as a hedgehog owner was, why do you have a hedgehog as a pet? Or, like, a hedgehog, really? And it's, yeah, a hedgehog, like...
Don't they hurt you? And the answer is, not if you know how to handle them. Any animal can hurt you if you don't know how to handle them, and hedgehogs are no different. I love anything hedgehog. If anything, I give myself the most hedgehog-related presents. I have a hedgehog shirt, I have multiple hedgehog decorations, and hedgehog stuffed animals. One of them is right here, a little Easter bunny hedgehog, a little Easter hog.
I wouldn't say it gets annoying, but sometimes I'll have, like, I had a friend in Michigan, and she got me a hedgehog dog toy. So these are a couple of the hedgehog presents that I have accumulated over the years. This is an actual stuffed animal. He's a little beanie baby guy. And then this one is Santa, and he makes a little rattle noise. And then this is a hedgehog salt shaker. And it's the cutest little, you can see the little holes up top. It's the cutest little thing. I love it. I love the idea that someone will see something in a store and think like, oh, that'd be perfect, or like, they would love this. I love that idea. I think a lot of people tend to find themselves afraid of hedgehogs, or they don't like hedgehogs because they see its personality and see how shy and defensive it can be, and they don't understand its defensive, like its hisses and its clicks. Those are defense mechanisms, and not necessarily that the animal is a bad animal. People are used to an animal acting a certain way, and then with hedgehogs, they take time to trust you. They take time to build that bonding and that relationship. Another reason would be they have a much bigger space on their body that will hurt you versus a space that is nice and fun and soft to pet. I did not really initially have any doubts about getting a hedgehog. I just found myself faced with a lot of anxiety on whether I was keeping Hedge warm enough or not, because I knew, especially living in Michigan and Ohio, that it gets pretty cold in the winter.
You're not allowed to have hedgehogs or really any pet in the dorms, and I still live in the dorms. One time though, there were room inspections. It was a scare, but all of it is safe. For now. So in order to take care of a hedgehog, you need to have a large enough cage where they can run around. Heat lamps. They need to stay at a temperature between like 70 and 80. You need to have some sort of bedding, some toys for them to play with. She has her wheel, she has a little tree hut, tunnel. She also has fleece confetti, which is just like pieces of fleece cut up into little confetti sizes, and she likes to like nuzzle underneath them. You'll also need food and water bowls. They just typically eat like dry cat food, but then some treats for Hedgies are mealworms, crickets, bananas, strawberries, apples, and like some steamed vegetables.
They really enjoy eating, so you have to make sure that you're not giving them too much food. They'll eat a treat and they munch it down. They're like, oh, this is so good. Then they kind of look at you again, and you can tell they're kind of thinking like, can I get another treat? And it's like, no, I'm sorry, that's like your second or third one. The hardest part of actually taking care of them physically was doing their nails. It's very difficult to find, like, because you're so used to human nails, you know, like, okay, I can see the white, like, I can tell where to clip, but it was very difficult to tell where to clip Hedge's nails, and also Hedge hated it.
I know Olive really hates it, and I hate doing something to her that I know that she doesn't like. The first time I clipped Hedge's nails, I accidentally went a little too close, and he started bleeding, and I was traumatized for a couple of days. So when a hedgehog like enters a new area or like encounters a new smell or a new taste, they take that taste and then they create like a white, like rabies looking foam with their spit, and then they like contort their bodies and they like lick their quills with it.
So the process of anointing can be alarming when you see it first. Like, the first time I saw Hedge anoint, I was like, what the fuck is he doing? I like looked at him and he was like, ah. And I was like, oh my god. It's alarming. It's just to make things like home for them. I would say the most adorable part of owning the hedgehog for me is I really love staging photo shoots for Hedge. I would put him in like a little mug, or if it was fall, I would put some leaves on the ground and then hold him in front of the leaves. So I would say they're definitely a very cute animal, and I was lucky that Hedge is very photogenic.
I think their little noses are so cute. They're like, oh, they're perfect for booping. It's always like sniffing. They're always like licking it. Oh, it's just so cute.
You definitely can cuddle a hedgehog. However, if you try to cuddle a hedgehog like a dog, then you're probably going to be in pain. When they're scared, their quills will poke up, and so that makes them, if you touch any part of their quills, you're probably going to have one sticking on you. But when they're relaxed, they kind of lay down, almost like scales kind of. They kind of lay down in a direction, so you can pet in that direction and it's not going to hurt.
They have the little soft underbelly that's fur. You can pet in the direction of the quills on their back, and they have like this perfect spot between their ears where it's like just like a perfect place to pet. It was made for petting.
I would like to wear like a jacket and put Hedge like in the jacket, so that way he's like close to my body and warm, but also in a dark spot. So short answer is yes, you can definitely cuddle with a hedgehog. If you have like a big blanket and you just kind of fold the blanket in on itself, they like to kind of like navigate, or at least Hedge would like to like navigate through the blanket.
Olive specifically loves my swimsuit. She would bite it and she would anoint with it. Now that I have new suits, I let her sleep underneath it. And she also just loves exploring. I'll take her out of her cage and put her on the floor, and she'll just run around the room, go into every nook and cranny, and I'll have to like pick her up if she's going into a too small of space. I'm like, no, I will not be able to get you out of there. Go into the open.
I took a picture of Hedge when I gave him a bath in a sink, and he had like a little rubber ducky and a bunch of bubbles. So that was beyond adorable.
Any picture or video of a baby hedgehog, I always say that little baby hedgehogs look like nutsacks, which shouldn't look cute, but it does. And hedgehogs interacting with other animals, the animals are always like, what is this, a friend or foe? And it's very cute.
Probably one of the biggest misconceptions that I hear about hedgehogs is, they look like no fun, or like they look like they would be a terrible animal to take care of, or just kind of stuff like that. And it's like, well, that's fine if that's your opinion. People have their own opinions, but also understand that your opinion is probably different than mine if I'm seeking to adopt a hedgehog.
They come off as cold, standoffish, and mean, and I think that they come off that way because the first thing that you see is their like little scrunched up faces and their quills. But once they warm up to you, they're adorable, cuddly, and very, very friendly.
Honestly, I love hedgehogs. I hate that when I say I probably won't ever own a hedgehog again, I hate that sounds like I had a bad experience with hedgehogs, because I definitely did not at all. I'm definitely pro hedgehog.
you have to put something in to get something out. And no matter how many times Olive bites me or poops on me or quills me, I'm gonna love her because, you know, that's what it takes.